All right guys, welcome back. I made a video a while back and I never posted it. I joked about it. I was like, welcome back guys. This is a video on how to train your dragon. And then I said, just kidding. This is a video on actually how to change your life. So I've done it personally myself before. I have transformed my life completely 180 into someone who was really unhealthy and overweight, and I was partying all the time and putting God knows what in my body, things that were not good for it, and just hanging out with people that were not honoring my energy in a really beautiful way. I was just dishonoring myself, my energy, who I am, what I want. And honestly, I had no idea what I want. I was a little bit younger, but I did take a few steps to completely transform that. So I do want to share that with you today. I've cut it down to 12 steps. I really like each point. I think they're really necessary. So we're going to move forward into ways to change your life. Step one is energy awareness. So before you do decide to change, you do all of a sudden become aware of just where you're at, who you are, who you want to become, and you're just like, I don't really like that. You're like, I don't know how I got here. I don't know if I like, you just start looking at your life and you become conscious of just your thoughts. You're like, why am I so negative? Why am I always thinking that life is rough for me? Life is bad for me. Money is hard to get. I have to work hard to get money. I'll never find love. Everything about it. I'm not living my dream life. You're just like, why is everything so negative? So I called this my script. So this is your script. It is what you tell yourself in your head. And I promise you, you're not stuck with that script forever. It's just becoming aware of your programming that you have in your life and deciding to change it. So becoming aware of where you're at. It's like it's like step one. It's like the hardest because you don't like it. You don't like who you are. So you're gonna decide to change it. That's really all step one is. It's just becoming aware that you do not like where you're at. All right, and then two is the law of attraction. So why you are in the circumstance that you're in is because you are attracting everything in your life. So it's really important to take accountability. And that's also the hardest part is admitting I actually attracted all of this. You attract everything in your life. Sometimes you could look at a person, you're like, why does everything good happen to them? And they're like, because everything does happen to me. I'm lucky. And you're like, what kind of cards are you dealt? But really, it's just the script in their head. So they're attracting beautiful energy by being a beautiful human being. They're attracting beautiful energy by radiating joy and happiness and telling themselves that they're lucky and telling themselves that they deserve love. It's like attracts like, and that is the law of attraction. You will attract what you are. And if you are giving off negativity, you are going to attract negativity. We are going to be in the process of changing your script into something positive so you can start attracting all of the things that you want in this lifetime. And there's more to it. I'll get into the next steps, but step two is just attracting what you want and making sure that those are beautiful, beautiful things. Step three is unbecoming and becoming yourself. You do have to start to deconstruct your patterns, and sometimes that does take a lot of practice. It becomes a daily practice of listening to yourself, and then when you tell yourself, a negative thing like, I'll never find love, you're gonna start telling yourself, I deserve a really good, healthy love. I deserve to be loved. It's as simple as that. A really good practice for this also is to write down all your negative beliefs and then write the opposite belief that is positive and basically the opposite of that. So, if I can't attract love, you're gonna write I attract love. If money is hard to get, you're gonna write money is easy to get. This is a really good practice because then you start to understand what you do need to start telling yourself to become the new version of you. And another really good practice for this is to visualize that person that you wanna be. So what do you do for work? What do you do for your day-to-day? Are you in an office job? Are you not in an office job? Do you work in fitness? Do you wanna start making content? There's lots of different ways that you can go about it. Lots of practices. And again, I'm gonna write a book that goes into all these different details and practices so you can work on that at home as well. You are going to start deconstructing your limiting beliefs and you're going to start constructing beliefs that are beneficial to the person that you want to become. Another really good exercise for this is sleep hypnosis. Make sure that you're listening to something really good. Listen to the playlist first and then start playing it while you're sleeping to start programming your subconscious mind. Works really well. So vision board, do the exercise where you do the opposite belief and start writing positive beliefs. And then you could also do subconscious reprogramming. Step number 4 is living in the past versus living in the future. And I really do think that this is also kind of like deconstructing and constructing yourself. When you are living in the past, you are constantly thinking about all of the things and your traumas that made you who you are. So my parents did this, so that's why I am the way I am. I went through this trauma, so that's why I am the way I am. And I'm not discounting trauma. I am not discounting hard times. I am giving you your power back to take accountability and say, I have power over myself. All of those external things do not have power over me anymore. I'm going to start living into the future me who does not let these things overcome and define me. So you're gonna stop telling yourself the old story as to why you're broke, why you're not loved, why you're not this, why you're not that. Because if you keep telling yourself that, what happens when that's your script? What happens when that's your energy, your vibration? What are you gonna attract? Come on, we went over this. So you are going to start living into the future version of yourself by doing things that align with that. So if the future you works out every day and you have a six-pack, you're gonna start going to the gym. You're gonna have to start reprogramming a lot of your daily habits. You're gonna start eating better. You're gonna start doing a lot of things in your new reality that you didn't before. This is how you become a new person. This is how you quantum leap. This is how you do all of that. If you travel, you're going to start saving up for a travel ticket. If you want to start making content, you're going to buy a camera. You're going to start making reels. You get the gist. You get the gist. You are going to start living into the future version of you. Another exercise for that is you could write down activities that this person does, match it to your vision board, match it to your dream you. I have a visualization exercise that I'll end up writing down of how you can envision the higher version of yourself through meditation. Start living in the future and doing habits every day that align with the future version of you to get there. It's common sense. Step number 5 is patterns and their core. It is identifying those patterns as to why you are the way you are currently and identifying where they came from. Somebody one day told you that you were not a creative person or that you didn't run fast, are always just bad with love, for instance. Someone once told you that, it's just how this family is. We are always going to be in this pattern of not making money. It's just a generational thing. You need to identify who told you that one day and realize that someone did tell you that and you chose to believe it. So these are not things that we're just naturally born with. These are things that we learn throughout our childhood. Someone told us it one day and we decided to believe it. You have the power to change that. That's all patterns in the core is, and you could also do a lot of meditations for that as well. A lot of it can be really uncomfortable because it is really going deep, diving into some of your traumas, but it is important to identify them so you can forgive them and catch them from now on and tell them that they don't have power over you anymore. So you can move on. Number 6 coincides with number 5. So once you identify that pattern, you are going to give it permission to let go. I call this the art of letting go. It's really simple. It's simple, but it might take some time. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna identify this thought or just what happened to you that one day that your dad told you couldn't cook. You're gonna identify that and you are going to really just sit on how that made you feel when you were smaller or how that made you feel when it happened. And then you are going to take a deep breath, forgive whoever said that to you, and then you're gonna let it go and not let it have power over you anymore. Another really good exercise for this is writing down all the things that you need to let go on a piece of paper, and you can take it to a safe space outside and you can actually just burn it and let it go into dust in the ethers and just say thank you for teaching me what you needed to teach me, but I'm gonna let you go now and you're not gonna have power over me anymore. So, and there's lots of other exercises that you could do, but that's my favorite. Once you let go of these things, they no longer have power over you. It is time to break down manifestation and how to activate your dream life. All right, and that brings us to manifestation breakdown. So manifestation is a combination of a few things. You're going to identify the goal. You're gonna think about it with an elevated emotion, which is like happy is an elevated emotion. It really increases the speed of things. A really big elevated emotion is like when you exercise and you run a lot and then you have that, like your heart rate is high, you're like, that's high energy. When you have low energy, it's negative, it's blah, 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 like anger, sadness, you get it. High energy is going to be happy, it's gonna be elevated. Doing things in the bedroom is high energy. That is an elevated emotion. And thinking about these things and getting excited about them is a really great way to kickstart your manifestation once you know what you want, but of course taking the action steps afterwards to do it. So we can imagine all we want, but it does take inspired action to get there. So I can manifest being a YouTuber all I want, but if I don't sit here and make videos and edit them, nothing's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? Think, act, feel is the 3 ways that you are going to get there. So you're gonna think the thing that you want. I want to be a YouTuber. You're going to feel it. You're gonna feel what it feels like to wake up every day and to go about your dream, to film your life, to do this. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel getting that YouTube plaque, all of the things. You're gonna think it, you're going to feel it, and then you're going to act it. But I also think doing a feeling with that action is important too. So as you're excited to, film these vlogs, you are going to feel how exciting it is to be a YouTuber. Like you're gonna be happy. You're gonna be like, oh my God, this is so fun. You're gonna have to match that feeling with the action. action to elevate that and get to that thought that you did want to become, if that makes sense. That's how you're gonna speed rocket this whole thing, okay? Activating your dream life and how to figure that out. I woke up one day and I was like, I don't like my life at all. And then I was like, what do I really like though? Like, what do I like to do? I kind of don't know. I didn't know who I was outside of partying. I didn't know who I was outside of a nanny, and I was in a long-term relationship at the time, so I didn't know who I was outside of the relationship. Went through a breakup, went through sobriety, went through a lot of things, and then I was like, what does Kelly like when she's sober? This is weird. A lot of it was things that I liked to do as a kid, so I really liked to perform, whether it was in front of a camera or in front of an audience. I liked to write. I liked to cook. I liked to make food. I was baking cakes in my mom's kitchen. A lot of it is what you did as a kid and bringing that inner child out and living life as a child again with that beautiful, ambitious, naive little mind. But you're gonna just think of what you like to do as a kid. And if you had a really difficult childhood where you didn't have a lot of time to think or just do anything creative, now's time to explore everything that you want. Look at things that you look at on Instagram. So if you're looking at travel photos, you probably want to travel. If you look at cooking videos a lot, maybe you either like to eat food and you like to test it, or you like to make it. Try it. Try it. If you don't like it, toss it out. If you like it, keep it, you know? Welcome to the brand new you. It's really fun discovering the things that you like. Go to a dance class, go to the beach, try surfing, do things every single day to discover the new you. Take yourself out on a date, take yourself to different coffee places. You know, it's getting to know you, and it's the most beautiful thing to date yourself. That's my favorite part, actually, discovering the new you. Yay! Discovering your purpose in this life is also a really, really important key factor. So you can do a lot of fun things, but I think a lot of the times you can feel really unfulfilled in life if you don't have a purpose or a why as to why you're here. To better explain it to you, I'm gonna tell you kind of how I discovered my purpose. It always starts with the thing that was really hard in your life, helping people get to the other side. So for me, I didn't know who I was. I felt like a very small, not confident woman. Like I just really wanted to be this powerful, really cool, awesome woman. You know, I did that for myself, and now my purpose in life is to inspire you to be the most authentic version of yourself and the most powerful version of yourself. You know, in any ways that I can do that, whether it's creating, whether it's living my own life, that's how I do it. There's other ways to do it, but this is just my specialty because I know that my purpose is truly to inspire people to do what makes them feel alive and do what makes them feel happy, and to find that inner light in you, that inner spark that really makes your life purposeful. And you know, this can be something that your parents went through. Some people are in the medical field because their parents had health issues, or a loved one passed away because of this and they wanted to figure out why. Finding your purpose and finding your why will complete your whole entire life and really just transform the way that you live. Because if we're not living for something, we're living for nothing. And it's one thing to exist, it's another to really make the most out of our life and feel all of the senses for what they are. Love, happiness, taste, touch, sound, enjoy all for what it is, because this life has so much more to it than just the surface level and just your job, than just the bare minimum. Step number 10 is cultivating discipline. It's enough to go to the gym one time, but in order to get those muscles, you do have to go several times. More than several times. So you have to make it a consistent practice. So like I said kind of earlier, when you transform into the next version of yourself, you do have to do it repeatedly. So you do have to do these things several times. You are basically going to have to become a new person. You have to say goodbye to that old person. It has to die in order for you to live this new life, because you can't live that life if you want this life, if that makes sense. You have to cultivate discipline, and you do have to wake up and do that routine every single day. You do have to wake up, and all of those action steps and how you are going to get to your manifestation, you do have to cultivate discipline. However that works for you. If you need to make a checklist, if you need to make a goal list, if you need an accountability buddy, find out what works for you in cultivating discipline. If you need a reward system, do that. There's plenty of things that you can do to cultivate discipline and just repetitive actions to make your life what it is. Fail fast and fail forward. You're not always gonna do it right the first time. It's gonna feel awkward. It's gonna feel weird. Don't give up when it feels weird. Just keep going, because then it gets easy, and then it becomes a routine. And it only takes, 30 days to make a habit? That's it. That's all it takes. You got this. You got this. It always helps when you do it with someone too, but doing it yourself, even more powerful, you know? Hello. Number 11, how to become a magnetic human being. I know that a lot of people, and especially women, they're like, how do I become that girl? And I think this was a really big point for me. I feel like I'm yelling, but I'm excited about this. So How to become a magnetic human being. Like, this girl is the happiest girl in the room. Why is she so beautiful? What is radiating from her that I don't have is kind of what I would think about other women sometimes. I'm like, what does she have that I don't? Like, how can I get that? What does she have? Where'd she buy that? Really, she was just a confident woman. She loved herself. You know, she felt worthy. She felt worthy of receiving amazing things in life. She knew who she was. Knowing confidently that you deserve the best in life, that is how it comes to you. It is basically back to step number, I think it was 2, law of attraction. But how to become magnetic, you become the positive, the plus sign in the magnet. Wait, that doesn't make sense because it attracts the negative. You know what I mean though. How to attract more beautiful things is you just become the most radiant version of yourself. There's been times where I've been feeling like sitting on the couch and crying all day and not very magnetic, and that's okay. Sometimes you just got to be there and deal with it. But come back to just like, it's fun to smile. It's fun to be authentically you. I think some of the most magnetic people, in fact, I know some of the most magnetic people just know who they are. They're not afraid to be who they are. They're weird. They're funny. They're like, you know, they just don't give a flying fadoodle what anybody else is doing. They're just them and they don't care. You know, they're like, hi, I'm here. Welcome life. I deserve it all. And you're just like, what? What is she on? But that is how you become a magnetic human being. You become the most authentic version of yourself unapologetically, and be happy and find things that you're grateful for and do things that you love every single day. If you're doing things that you don't love every single day, you're gonna just go downhill. You have to consistently be like, what do I feel like doing today? What's gonna make me happy today? Do I want iced coffee? Do I want to go see the mountains? Do I want to go do this? And I know we don't always have the freedom. Some of us are moms, some of us have jobs. Finding time in your day every single day is so important. And even for moms, I think this is even more important, is finding something that lights you up. It makes you a better person. Whether that's taking 20 minutes to paint, whether that's taking 20 minutes to read your book in the corner, whether that's, you know, when the kids go to sleep, just take your shower and just make it you time. Make a little bath sanctuary. I don't know. You tell me what lights you up. You do things that make you happy. I can't tell you what makes you happy. You have to discover that. Have fun with that and be happy and be magnetic. Great things will come to you. Trust me, they do. Step number 12, welcoming your new life. And this also goes hand in hand with sometimes having some grief with the person that you used to be, because you are gonna miss that person. You're not gonna see him anymore. And then just welcoming in open arms that you are now a new person. And you know how people are like, dude, you're a completely different person. I don't know what, like, from this person, your appearance will start to change too. You'll start to become more attractive. That's the cool part, is that once you start to vibrate out of that negative vibration and become this like really positive light, you, in all sorts of ways. Like, I started doing my makeup differently. I started doing my hair differently. My nails were done. My outfits changed. I threw out all my old clothes and just got new ones because I just did not resonate with that old person. I was like, old person, the old version of me. I was a completely new human being, and I wanted to wear things that made me feel like the new me, whether that's an all black wardrobe. You know, it doesn't matter, but welcoming your new life is so beautiful. You might even lose some friends, honestly, because they just don't resonate with who this new person is, but they were never your friend anyway if they're not going to vibe with that new person. And sometimes when your vibration changes, so do your lower vibrational friends. They say this for a reason. You are the 5 people you hang out with. And if you don't want to be those 5 people, you need to find new friends. Find people that are doing things that you want to do. Find people that are happy. Find people that want positive things for you, that cheer you on in life. It's gonna make a hell of a difference, times 10-fold. In the process, I lost the majority of my friends, actually. You know, I still know my friends, but when you hang out with the people that you used to hang out with, it just doesn't vibe, that you don't vibe the same anymore. Those conversations, I don't have the energy for like bringing people down or drinking every single day. Like, you just stop resonating. You still love them, and make sure that they know that, but I think they understand that like you just become a different person, and that's okay. So there are some hard parts to completely changing your life, but also it's really fucking fun. Finances change if you want them to. Your love life changes if you want it to. Your visions, like everything just changes. You have the power this whole time. Life is not out of your control, and I really want you to know that. The dream life that you always wanted to live is just a few steps away. It's going to take a couple months to get there, but if you start now, by the end of the year and by next year, you could be a completely different person. Honestly, I feel like this could really help someone, because this is how I changed my life. I was, fully going to meditation, manifestation, all of that. And I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm not gonna sit here and not try. Let's give it a shot. And I gave it a shot. Like, I'll even pop up an old picture of me right here, right here. Completely different people. Completely different people. So, how to change your life by 2026. That is how you get there. Again, in my book, I am going to write all of the exercises that you need. I'm going to write step-by-step personal experiences. I go further into detail about all of this. I also do one-on-one coaching to help you get there if you are interested in that as well. I will be creating a link in the bio. You could even reach out to me on Instagram. It's Kelly Jack, and we could take it from there on what journey you want to go on. But there's books, there's resources all online. You don't have to go to one person. There's videos online. You could binge watch videos on YouTube. You know, the world is your oyster. You don't have to go to one source. I actually highly recommend you going to several, and always trust your intuition, your gut on what's right. Always follow that feeling. Your source, your body will always tell you where to go, what the right direction is, and don't let anybody tell you wrong from right or lead you out of the path that you want to go. Okay? Always trust what's right for you and don't question it. I think that's all I have to say. The reality that you dream of is closer than you think. Welcome to the other side, and I hope you continue to do this. You're not gonna do this just once in your life too. So have fun with that, and I will see you next time.